Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Notre Dame Recruiting Wrap-Up. Today is a sad wrap-up on the 2021 class. As in every class, you don't get everyone you want. Doesn't matter if you're Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, or Notre Dame. And there were 5 key guys, I think, this year that were big misses. Now, there are some of these guys I think we should have been able to land. There are some of these guys that maybe not. First guy I'm going to talk about is the guy on screen, Kelvin Gilliam. The most recent miss, I'd say. He did not have an offer until August. And then Notre Dame went full steam ahead for about 2 months until Thanksgiving break, when he just stopped answering Coach Mike Ellison's texts, phone calls, pretty much just shoved Notre Dame aside and said, I'm sticking with Oklahoma. He was an Oklahoma commit. Actually, Notre Dame started contacting in September, or maybe it was early October. But Notre Dame type kid, values academics. It's definitely closer than Oklahoma. He is from Virginia, and just everything looked like he might have been going to Notre Dame. Of course, no crystal ball picks and futurecast picks cannot be changed while a recruit is committed, but some people are really speculating he's leaving this Oklahoma pledge. Blake Fisher got on him. A few other Notre Dame recruits got on him, but in the end, he chose to stick it out with Oklahoma, and that's what he did. He signed with Oklahoma 28 days ago, and that is that. Next recruit is Nolan Rucci. 5-star offensive tackle from Pennsylvania. Nolan Rucci is as talented as they come. Had offers from pretty much everywhere, but his unofficial top 3, if you want to call it, was Penn State, Wisconsin, and Notre Dame. He was going to stay in the Midwest, and it looked like Penn State was going to be where he was going for a lot of the time, but with the pandemic shutting visits down, Wisconsin just kept climbing. I believe he might be Wisconsin's highest committed prospect of all time, and I'm going to look that up. And that is honestly in large part due to his brother attending Wisconsin, being on the football team, etc. I mean, all-time commits. I'll keep the game highlights on while I look at this. It's Josh Oglesby from Milwaukee. Okay, my fault. Regardless, though, huge commitment for Paul Chryst, and Nolan Rucci, would have probably been a day one impact player at Notre Dame, playing opposite of Blake Fisher, playing with Rutgers, would have made this class elite. Probably would have bumped this class up to 8 or 7, maybe even 6 in the 247 ranking. It is what it is, though. Notre Dame missed out, and we're going to move on to the next prospect, who is Landon Tangwald, another offensive. This one from Penn State. Tangwald was flirting around with different schools, narrowed it down to Penn State and Notre Dame in May. The pandemic definitely, Notre Dame probably would have landed him. He's from Olney, Maryland. I believe if Landon Tangwald would have waited until maybe, I don't know, regular season finished, Notre Dame would have probably came out on top. The season Notre Dame had, and you look at the season Penn State had, it's not like the kid is right next to this in central Pennsylvania. He's from Maryland, just a little bit further out. Goes to a good private school then, and he just had all the intangibles of a. He's overrated. Many say he's overhyped. Yada yada. I trust the rankings. For the most part, they want an impact player as well. Now, would he have moved to guard? That's what a lot of people guard in Rucci. That's all in the air. Joe Alt and Caleb Johnson would never came to Notre Dame if these were not But hey, it is what it is. You don't get all the players you always want, and nothing happened. So that was a big miss. We're going to move it down to Sierra Wright, another big-time Notre Dame miss. Notre Dame commitment had an unofficial top of Michigan start against State. Notre Dame would have pulled a massive upset. This was USC's to lose due to their film school. But still, Notre Dame missed out on a big recruit. Probably would have started from day one. James would have got major lost. Just going to beat USC. I guess I'm just going to made a business decision. You can't blame them. You can't blame many of these recruits. They all have their so you can't blame them at all. Next recruit, Will Shipley. All now. I guess we're just going to stick to me now. I'll actually screen share what I'm looking at in 247 for you guys to see. Share. There we go. Will Shipley. So you guys have something to look at. You see the question mark. It was down the stretch. It was all Clemson. You knew he was going to Clemson. But Notre Dame was definitely second in this recruitment. He had a top two of Notre Dame and Clemson, but there was an Irish Sports Daily pick into Notre Dame last November by Matt Freeman. Blake Fisher probably talked to him like every other day. They were good friends. But, I mean, it's hard for a Carolina kid to not go to Clemson. It's just, right now, what's going on with that program, it's hard. I thought it was pretty funny once Notre Dame upset Clemson on that wonderful November 7th day. Just like, Will Shipley, we got a spot open. I'm just kidding. But just an incredible battle. This was probably the most watched recruiting battle from a Notre Dame standpoint, even though Notre Dame was pretty much second the whole time, maybe third. South Carolina had an early lead. But still, hats off to Will Shipley. He's going to be a really, really good player. Lance Taylor did his best with the Christian McCaffrey comparisons, traveling to North Carolina like every single Friday night for his game. Just giving Will Shipley everything he needed, and in the end, it wasn't enough. So those are the 5 biggest Notre Dame recruiting misses. There are a few others, but I don't think they're as major as this, or as important long-term as this. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Peace.